Worthington. I'm from Springboro, Ohio, just south of Dayton, and I'm a former information technology manager. About almost 11 years ago, I had injured my back. It was severe enough that I was issued a handicap parking sticker. I had pinched my sciatic nerve, and it was going down into my leg, and I had a lot of problems. I was introduced to Reliv about 2 weeks after my back injury, and within 30 days, I was able to get completely off my pain medication. At the time of my injury, I pretty much had the profile of Santa Claus, or in other words, I was fat. But since I've been on Reliv, I've lost 75 pounds, and I've kept almost all of that off now for the last 10 years now. With the being on Reliv, I've been had great improvement in my blood readings. I've had avoided the issues of living here in what we call Sinus Valley here in western Ohio. I've only had one cold in the last 11 years, and I had some improvement in the prostate area. The most exciting thing for me was after losing my weight, or most of my weight, I was able to start jogging and then running and then sprinting. So I got involved in the Senior Olympics competition as a track sprinter. So I'm 65 years old now, and I'm work out with junior high and high school kids. I've been blessed to be ranked both nationally and internationally in my age groups as a track sprinter. Last month, I completed my indoor season, and my time in the 55-meter sprint is the second fastest in the world, and in the 200-meter, I think I'm like 16th fastest in the United States in the 200-meter. So it's very exciting for me to be competing at this level. And so with Reliv, from transforming from going from a handicap parking sticker to winning 3 national championships or gold medals, and also for me to transform from being Fat Freddy to Fast Freddy. Now, with having lost all my weight, I became a natural billboard for the product. When we first got in, it was for health reasons only. We had no plans of getting into the business, but quickly determined that after losing my weight and the reaction of people to me, I've quickly learned that it would be selfish not to share what happened to me with other people, and so we started sharing with other people. One of the first months when we started sharing, we made $1,300 that month, and that was and part of that was from bonus. So it's been very exciting to share with some people. Very heartwarming to the impact that we've had on improving people's health. In fact, some even saving people's lives based on them getting onto the product. So now that I'm in retirement age, it's great to have another source of income to address inflation and those types of issues while in retirement. And we're very excited about where we're going with the Reliv business.
Wow, Freddie, what a story. Oh, my goodness. Fast Freddie, I like that. Going from Fat Freddie to Fast Freddie, that's absolutely wonderful. And also the fact that you realize just how selfish it would be not to share. This is how many people come to the business side of Reliv. If they haven't looked at Reliv for a business in the first place, it's when you feel the benefits and people see the benefits that you've got from the products that actually the business becomes almost inevitable. And it's just so exciting to hear all those things that you've done and you've been able to do since. So thank you so much for sharing for us. Having your story on our record here is just going to be so beneficial, because many people think that when they reach a certain age that they can't do anything, or they can't be anything, or become anything, or create another income. And we're both in the same boat here, Freddie, in that we are seniors too, and it is just such fun to be able to do something in supposed retirement. I can't imagine we're ever going to retire because we're not tired anymore, but lovely to hear your story, and thank you so much for sharing for us.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm going to go across to Northern Ireland to Andrea. Andrea, you have had some great results already with the products, and I know you haven't been taking them for too long, so would you just like to share with everybody just what has happened for you?
Hi, I was introduced to Relive at the end of November. I was very impressed at how others had been benefiting from the product and started taking it myself. Within 2 weeks, I noticed my energy levels had really increased, and I had much clearer thinking. Within 6 weeks, I wasn't using inhalers at all or antihistamines, which I had to use for food intolerance and allergies from a child. So I don't take any histamines or inhalers anymore. For the first winter, I have managed not to need antibiotics for chest infections. I'm kind of plagued with chest infections as well. So I find Relive to be absolutely brilliant for me and also for my family. My father is actually taking it since November as well, and he's an MS sufferer. He has great increase in energy and is now regaining the sense in his fingers. He had lost his fine grip, and the nerve damage in the end of his fingers is now seeming to correct itself a bit. My mother has polymyalgia and arthritis and all the things that go with that, and she had restless legs, and within 2 weeks her restless legs were gone. So I'm really thankful to Relive for all that it's doing for my family so far.
Well, that's great, Andrea, and I know you're starting to share with other people and talking to other people, so you'll soon be sharing in that mission to set Northern Ireland alight with Relive. So thank you so much for sharing your story for us.
Okay, thank you.
Well, now, the other two stories that we have for you today are across the pond, and I have great pleasure in handing over to Joni. Joni came into our lives, probably 7 years ago, and it's just been an absolute pleasure to work with Joni and to just to enjoy this business together. So with no more ado, I'm going to hand over to Joni so she can introduce our next guest and take the stories forward.
Well, thank you, Leslie, and thank you to Freddie. What an amazing story, and like Leslie said, a real encouragement to people. Andrea, this is your first time sharing. You were amazing. What hope you're going to give to other people too, and oh my goodness, that was a great story. Thank you both of you for sharing your journeys over here. Next, I'm going to be introducing somebody that I recently met over here in Detroit. She's been involved with Relive for a while, but just kind of getting more active, and I just had a chance to meet her recently and just thought she had a phenomenal story. So, Jeannie, if you are on and could share your story, would love the world to get to hear it as well.
Okay, thank you, Joni. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, as Joni said, this is Jeannie Stevenson, and I'm from the Detroit area. And a couple years ago, we started on the Relive products. Mainly, we were interested in bolstering my husband's system because he was getting ready to donate a kidney to his brother. And so we just kind of wanted to make his system strong and just make him as healthy as he could be. And all that went great. And he actually lost like 10 pounds before he did the kidney donation, which the doctors at Johns Hopkins wanted him to do. And so he was in great shape and came through that fine. And then for the rest of my family, I have a few kids. I have 4 kids, 3 still living at home. And we just all wanted to just get some better health, just overall good health and some prevention. And so we started on the products. And what I didn't realize is that for myself, I would have 3 great results. And so one of them was I'm a designer and a graphic designer or director, and I sit in front of the computer for long periods of time. And I had some tailbone, severe tailbone pain, and I had diagnostic testing, and what they told me is that they thought it was like some ligaments, some inflammation around my ligaments, and that's all I could do was really take ice it and take ibuprofen. And so, I did that, but it didn't really help much. And so what would happen is, like, when I would get up from the chair, that's when that release of pressure, that's when I would feel this really stabbing pain. And so I was on the products for several months, and I realized that my pain was like 95% gone. I mean, just occasionally I feel some sort of dull pain, but it is not near of what it was, and I was so grateful for that. Another result is that I had some pretty bad acid reflux, and after I would eat, I would have these like really bad burping like pains and this air coming up, and it was kind of loud, like I would, keep my mouth closed, but it was kind of rumbling up and painful. And that is nearly gone. I am so happy about that. It's like really like 99% gone. And then the last result that I have had is that my blood pressure has gotten a little bit better. I'm 54 or 53, and my blood pressure was kind of going up towards like 140 over 90, and I was getting kind of concerned because my parents have high blood pressure. And the only different thing that I did was over this period of time was that I was taking Reliv. And so the last time at my doctor, I was so grateful because it was 120 over 80, and that's the lowest, that in that normal, real good normal range that it's been in about a year. So I was very grateful for that. And in addition, my cholesterol dropped 20 points. I went from 195 to 175. So I was so happy with that because my father has had really bad heart condition over the last years, couple decades. So my family and my kids have gotten some results, and so we're really excited about it. And just recently, we started doing the business. A couple months ago, I lost some part-time work, and of course, I've been so enthused about Reliv and sharing with some people that it just kind of was a natural lead into the business. And, I've already made a little bit of money, and we definitely see the potential of, earning an income, based on this amazing company, which is all about helping people with health and finances. So we're really excited.
Oh, Jeannie, well, thank you for sharing your story. It's a great story, and it's really an encouraging story as well. And I just love your enthusiasm, and I know that as time goes on, as you start to share, you're just going to change a lot of lives. So thank you so much for sharing on our call with us. Great to have you on.
Thank you.
Next, and to wrap up this call, I'm going to introduce somebody who, we just got that static back. Jeannie, it might be you if you can mute your line again. Or if anybody has opened their line, please mute it. Okay. Okay. Next, I'm going to be going to a man who I've had the chance of meeting him and his wife. They were here in Detroit last year and talked to him at a couple different conferences. He and his wife have just such an incredible story. They are presidential silver ambassadors with Reliv. And for those of you who are new and saying, well, what does that mean? Well, basically, to boil it down simply, it just means that they've changed a lot of lives, that they've just gone out there and shared and helped a lot of people. And, oh, my goodness, I think everybody's going to be really amazed to hear what's happened in Bob's life over here. So, Bob, welcome to the call, and if you'd like to introduce yourself and share what's happened with you and your family, your daughter, it would be great to have you on and hear all this. Bob, I think you're muted, so push *6 to unmute yourself. And yes, you are, just okay, like good. That. Perfect.
Yeah, I got tossed off the call. Good timing. Yes, my name is Bob Brusa. I live in Atkinson, New Hampshire, and I am delighted to have this opportunity to be on this call. I'm a retired tennis professional, and I've been taking Reliv products for about 11 years now. My wife has been taking them for 24. So my wife is quite the pioneer in this business, and we'll chat about her in a second. I've had some phenomenal results with Relive. In 1970, I served as a Green Beret in Vietnam in the Vietnam War, and when I came back, I had no idea what was about to happen. But over the course of the next couple of years, every couple of months, I began to get sick. Something would happen. It started out with cancer, then it went to a blood disorder. I had breathing problems, heart problems, acid reflux started, seasonal allergies came upon me. I had a nail fungus that took my fingernails and toenails, and the list just kept on going. My blood pressure skyrocketed. My triglyceride and cholesterol were off the charts. Now, bear in mind, I was quite the athlete and needed to be in awfully good shape in order to do what I had been doing. And this all came as a horrible shock to me. And, of course, in the infinite wisdom of the medical industry, I was on a lot of medications. I think I counted 11 at one point, and all those wonderful side effects, as we all know what those can do to you. So I was a pretty miserable guy for a long period of time, and I was a professional athlete, so I really did some badly. I was so blessed and fortunate to meet Sue, my bride, and she took a look at me and said, you know, we got to get you off some medications. And a typical guy, I was not willing to, you know, admit that I was a mess, but folks, I was a mess. I was in pretty tough shape. And, you know, 10 and a half months later, the VA doctors took me off the last of the 11 medications. So I've been medication-free for over 10 years, not even an aspirin or a Tylenol or anything over the counter. And, you know, I did a calculation once. I hit an average of about 6,000 tennis balls a day over the course of over 30 years. And, you know, I don't have any arthritis. I have no aches or pains whatsoever. I currently, you know, am in the gym. I'm currently playing everything under the sun. I'll be 67 in June. I don't look it, and I certainly don't act it. And I don't know if that's good or bad. So we'll probably tell you in most cases it's not. But nevertheless, the results have been just phenomenal for me. And I've been blessed. Sue had life-changing results with asthma. She almost died from an asthma attack. And you know, from the business perspective, I retired about 6 or 7 years ago from the tennis industry. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And all of a sudden it came to me that I could help veterans. So I got involved with a foundation that helps veterans mitigate post-traumatic stress. And we developed a program that's been incredibly successful at doing that. And that really spurred my passion to help. And boy, did that align itself with working with Sue. And what a pleasure it is to work with the person that you love the most in your life and to be able to share like we share and just help people. And you know, the $1 Million Club is not a joke, people. It's real. It's very, very real. Like, we can attest to that. And it just means that we have helped an enormous amount of people, you know, both with their health and certainly with their economic scenarios, you know, and helping people make some income and dream again. And that's such a passion, and it's so wonderful to be able to participate in that. I get up every day, and I decide who I'm going to help and how many people I'm going to help. And it is the most rewarding, most wonderful thing. And the lifestyle we have, you can't put a price on. You know, Sue raising her daughters as a single mom, you know, for all those years, you know, using Relive as an opportunity. And I know she wasn't looking for a business at that time. And as soon as the first check came, bingo, she says, wow, I can stay home from the corporate world and I can raise my children. And she did it. And you just can't put a price on that kind of thing. And the type of time that we have and the opportunities that we have, I mean, there's no stress in our life. We just love Relive. We love the people. We love helping people. And it's a complete and total 100% blessing. And I just can't thank everybody enough for giving me the opportunity to share this with you. So thank you.
Wow, Bob, I think there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be a little bit envious about not having any stress in their life. That's pretty amazing. And your recovery, where you've been, and after serving our country, and gosh, it sounds like you were in pretty rough shape, and you've got your life back, and you have more and more to look forward to with every increasing year. But Bob, I know also, didn't you have a daughter who had great results with this as well?
Yes, it's Sue's daughter. It's my stepdaughter. It's Sue's oldest daughter.
Okay.
She was the first gal diagnosed in New Hampshire with Asperger's syndrome, and she has just had incredible results with that. When she's on her shakes, She is the most amazing kid, high functioning, drives, has a job, works, is out on her own, living in an apartment by herself, and she's doing wonderful. We are ever so proud of her. And even Sue's youngest daughter, who's about to give, in a matter of weeks, actually Sue's first grandchild. So we're all excited about that too. So life is just wonderful, and you know, the results that you get from feeding the body what it's looking for is incomparable. That's unbelievable.
Right, right. Oh wow! So you're going to be a grandpa. Congratulations,
yeah.
To you and Sue on this new chapter. And something tells me this little baby's going to be a relive baby over here in every sense of the word. But it was great to hear your story, and I thank you so much for coming on to the call. So for everybody who's listening in, you can just see Relive is it's so much more than just nutritional products. I mean, it's given so many people, me included, Leslie included, absolutely a quality of life health-wise, which is just incredible. It gives us the privilege of being able to help others in this world. And, if we can't help others, what's the point? It's wonderful to be able to reach out and help change other people's lives. And as we see other people get well and or start their own businesses, it kind of answers that third issue that people deal with, which is, needing financial freedom. So, to be healthy, to help others, and to create financial freedom, it's like winning the lottery. I think that most people will say, what can be better than being a reliver? I think it's amazing. So I want to thank all of the speakers. It was just an incredible call tonight. Freddie, thank you so much again, and Andrea again. You guys were amazing. And Jeannie, it was great to have you on the call. I loved your story. And Bob, thank you. You gave a lot of people some hope and a lot of things to think about. All of you guys did. So I just want to thank you, everybody, so much again. And Leslie and I will be back on next week with some more great stories. We actually have some of them lined up already. More great stories next week. So we'd like to invite everybody to come and join us then. And gosh, who do you know who's looking to make some changes and needs to hear about this? Get them on the line with you, and you can start helping other people that you care about. But anyway, I'd like to say good night to the people over across the pond, and a good afternoon to everybody here in the U.S. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Joni, I'd just like to say that Relive obviously doesn't make any claims for cures. So we just say if you put the right fuel in your body, it's just amazing what your body can achieve. So no claims for cures on the products. And, of course, everybody's business experience is personal to them. So just take a look and get back to the person who invited you on the call and see how you can get started with whatever avenue of Relive that you're interested in.
Leslie, you're so good. It's funny. I'm the one that's the lawyer, and you're the one that remembers to do the disclaimers. So very good. We make a good team. So thanks so much. And Leslie, if you want to unmute the lines, we can say good night to everybody.
Okay.
Hi, Leonard Mia. Are you there?
I'm sorry?
Hello.
Hello?
Well, good night, everybody who's still on the line.
Everyone.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.